How he was ordering me last night. If this keep on going, I'll get tame. I can't live my whole life getting scared. Yes, he's not aware of the real Theon yet. I'll see him. If I didn't made him remember his grandmother, then even I am not Theon. I was different before, but now I'm his wife. I can order him too. Yes. Why is my head paining? Since morning, they massaged his forehead lightly. He was not feeling well since morning. He had not slept much last night. You and he had watching Netflix all night. Gossip before everything. There is no time for a headache. Focus, Theo, focus. He straightened himself, getting his mug. They knocked on the door, waiting for his reply. Come in, he said in his usual deep voice. Why is my heart beating fast? They took a deep breath, placing his hand on the heart. You are accepting, defeated, only hearing his voice. Theon lowered his head, getting rid of his thoughts. Here we go. They opened the door of his office with a confident, professional smile on his face. Good morning, sir. Jungkook looked toward the door, hearing his cheerful greeting. A smile touched the corner of his mouth as he came near his table, being careful not to spill the coffee. Good morning, he replied calmly. They were dressed in a grey short shirt with black trousers. He frowned slightly because he was not able to see his big almond eyes. His sole attention was on the coffee mug. Your coffee, sir. The meek voice broke his chain of thoughts. Do I have any meeting today? He asked, his eyes still on him. Mm, yes, sir, at 11 a.m. with the heads of all departments. They informed politely, tucking his hair stand behind his ear. They glared at him for a second, but look away instantly, finding him staring at him. He can never leave his habit of staring. One can think about manners, but no. He acts to be so good, but can't stop staring at the boy who is his husband now. He still did the same when I was not. Is the material of the meeting ready? He asked. Yes, sir, they told him. Hmm. Is the meeting room ready? Jungkook asked again. Yes, sir, they murmur at his useless questions. What's for lunch today? They look at him in shock. Why he's asking such useless question? Mostly, it didn't seem to leave, get lost, get out. I think they replied, looking toward the aquarium because his dark eyes were still on him. Okay, hand me the products file from there, he said, pointing toward the rack. Oh, 1 minute, sir, they said, moving toward the rack, and he chuckled at his confused form. There was his husband now. He could quack at him freely. He needed to, for this time he was not able to. They reached the rack, going through some fire, then stopped in front of one rack, extending his hand. Products. Yes, right. They turned toward him, and he looked away, fixing his glasses. Here you go, sir. They forward him the file. No, put it back. Bring me the manufacturer files, he said seriously, typing something on his PC. Okay. They moved back toward the rack again. Here, they said, handing him the file. Wait, bring the employee data too. He stopped him as they was about to turn. What is this mannerless behavior? Can't you tell at once? Am I his servant? They grumble, closing his fist tightly. Sir, anything else? Theung asked, faking smile. Not for now, they replied, and his monotone. Are you sure, sir? They confirmed before opening the door. He nodded, suppressing a smile. He can't. Why, he was irritating they, but his annoyed expression were worth watching. The way he furrowed his brow and half the way his little nose get red was anger. They looked damn cute. Good morning, sir. Everyone greeted as he entered the meeting room. Good morning, he said coldly, taking his seat, whereas they followed sitting behind him. With a notebook in his hand, Jungkook clenched his jaw, noticing Kai. All the members were looking at the I want everyone to look at me as I talk. He spoke loudly. Turn on the other side. He told they politely, and he looked him. He had never called him like this. In office, he always used to call him Mr. Theon. Yes, sir. Nevertheless, he stopped, turning on the projector. Theon, give me water, he said after a while, giving him another shot. He had never called him in between a meeting before. Here, they stood up, forwarding the glass of water to him, but instead of grabbing glass, he grabbed his hand, causing Tay to shriek, inaudibly gliding toward the members. Thankfully, everyone was going through some documents, except Guy. He was looking toward Jungkook. They turned toward Jungkook to find him glaring at Guy. He was still holding his hand. They tried to move away his hand from his hold, but he tightened his hold in return. Sir, they spoke lightly, capturing his attention, but he took his small, sweet little time before leaving his hand, and he sighed in relief as he did that. Theon, go to your cabin, he said, controlling his nerves. Guy had been continuously stealing glares of Theon, causing him to see red. He had been collapsing his hand in order to show Guy that he belonged to him, but he didn't seem to get the point. Huh? They looked at him. Go to your cabin, he repeated coldly, looking into his eyes. Yes, sir. They shuddered, embarrassedly, spitting outside. Mannerless idiot. What does he think of himself? Kicking me out, whereas he won't. I even didn't make a mistake, they murmured, in frustration, entering his cabin. I want to rip off his head, so called CEO. He sat on his chair angrily. I'll change for his employ if this continue. How he was holding my hand. He has no of personal and private life. I write the letter instead of leave. Let's see what he can do. They huffed with anger, typing his letter. Theo, come to my office right now. They heard his loud voice picking up the telephone in his cabin. Sir, I. Before they could reply, he cut the phone. Theo, come to my office right now. They mimicked him. They mimicked him, standing up frustratedly. He had been seeing the letter already. So what? It's good. He should also realize that everyone can be according to his plans. They patted himself, knocking on the door lightly.